It is a great pleasure that I get to introduce our valedictorian, Mr. Nunez. He was voted by the students themselves, and I think it's a great choice in your mind. So it's all yours, Mr. Nunez, and we're certainly looking forward to this great speech by you. Thank you.
Good evening, distinguished guests, staff, family, friends, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2016. Let me say that I'm humbled that you chose me to deliver your valedictorian speech, and it is indeed a huge honor. Finally, the day has come when we leave the school that most of us have called home for the last 4 years, and for some, even longer. It is truly an honor for me to be speaking on behalf of such an incredible and diverse graduating class. As a Kenner Ram, it has been an amazing opportunity to go to school with these group of people for the last 4 years. And above all, it's the students at this school which make me proud to call myself a Kenner Ram. Over the course of the last 4 years, we've been working on this chapter in our lives entitled High School. As a graduating class fondly influenced by the stories taken from modern novels such as J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter, we were enchanted by the magic of the protagonist's journey. However, instead of Harry, you are the main character in a non-magical world. How then do we survive? Perhaps the answer is within a quote from the author J.K. Rowling when she said, "We do not need magic to transform our world. We carry all the power we need inside ourselves already. We have the power to imagine better." As we conclude the end of this chapter in our story, and indeed, graduation is the point in our book where we, the protagonists, are torn between emotions, where the happy memories from high school are equally matched by our excitement to begin our future. The irony is, we have impatiently been waiting for this day, the day when we would move on from these small high school corridors and into the beyond which we call life, only to find ourselves savoring the last fleeting memories of high school. Memories of the day when we found ourselves starting a new chapter as awkward grade 9s trying to figure out the puzzle that was high school. A time where you traveled in packs so as to take up the most space in the hallways, or when you tried to fit yourself inside a locker just to see if it was even possible. I know I wasn't the only one. Those were the days where we were blissfully unaware of the life lessons we would learn from Mr. Curtis, or the awkward interactions we would have with Mr. Glover in the hall, or that our diet would slowly turn into convenience store pizza, a can of Arizona, and some Uncle Ray chips. This chapter was yet to be written, and you were eager to fill these pages. Soon we found it necessary to draw friends into our story, as one could not make this journey alone. Supportive friends who you could trust, or who could act as a shoulder to cry on. Friends who embraced who you were, and didn't try to change that. Some of us had even found our lifelong best friend here, a main character in your story. A person you know who will never disappear from your life, and you'll always be able to call family. Together you took high school one step at a time, being sure to embrace the highs and learn from the lows, and support each other if it became a little too much to handle. As this chapter progressed, you learned more about yourself, your dreams and ambitions, your capabilities, and the tasks you were incapable of, such as handing assignments in on the soft deadline for Mr. Cook, or not parking your car in the staff parking. Though in the end, together you discovered valuable lessons that you will never forget, like, there's no pool on the 3rd floor, or whatever you do, don't touch Cole Samuel's beard. But most of all, you learned what it meant to be a Kenner Ram. Kenner is such a diverse demographic which calls for students to be accepting and caring for all. Though what really sets us Rams apart is our passion for our school, for our sports, and for our clubs. No, it's by no mere coincidence or accident that you're all sitting here as the graduating class of 2016. It has been a result of your hard work, dedication, and personal ambition to strive for the best that you could be. Today is the culmination of all those hours studying, doing homework, and preparing for tests. However, as personal as the success may be, there was undoubtedly a large supporting cast behind our triumph. We must give credit to where credit is due. To our parents and guardians who tolerated our highs and lows through our rebellious teenage years, we know we can be a pain, but we thank you for your selflessness, guidance, and support. I would be remiss if I did not express our sincerest gratitude to all our teachers who instilled us with the belief of following our dreams and working hard to achieve our goals, and when required, gave us the occasional kick in the behind when we were slacking. Not to mention their willingness to give up their time for extracurricular activities, which made our high school career indeed a memorable one. And to our guidance counselor, Mr. Blows, who helped us figure out the next steps in our journey and always had our back. To all of you, I say this: our success is your success. And we thank you for everything you have done to help us reach this point in our lives. So ladies and gentlemen, it seems only proper if we give a huge round of applause to these people. As I look out here today, I see in front of me future doctors, mechanics, artists, broke students, authors, musicians, dentists, carpenters, engineers, nurses, business owners, and those who will continue to hold the fort at Tim Hortons on Crawford. But whatever path we choose to take, it's in our best interest to assure that success is associated with what we do. In this way, we can guarantee that our book will be a bestseller. In a speech given at Seton Hall, Bradley Childs said this: "We are now set to begin the next chapter in our book. Our book will veer from the outline we created, for therein lies the beauty of the journey. Life is not always a straight path, so enjoy that journey." Kennegrads, I'd like to leave you with one last thought. Although we begin a new chapter in our book where we may not have the same friends, the same teachers, or the same familiar faces we've come to know over these past 4 years, it doesn't mean that they weren't once part of our book. Moving on does not have to mean forgetting. Theodore Reck once said, "Deep in their roots, all flowers keep the light." Remember the memories, friendships, and lessons that you've learned from high school, and keep them in your mind and in your heart through the long path ahead we call life. And always, always remember where you came from. As once a ram, always a ram. I would like to conclude with this Irish blessing. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, and the rain fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Congratulations to the graduating class of 2016.